Hey everybody, it's your boy Mr. D back again. Some more remote learning. Today we're going to work on a hurricane profile assignment. We learned a little bit about hurricanes last time around, and we're just going to take a few minutes today to kind of pick one specific hurricane to look at and do a little bit of a profile on it and think about, things like when it occurred and its highest recorded winds and the areas it affected. And the total cost of its damage. So I'm going to help you guys work through this right now. Just follow along with me. It'll give you a good idea on how to complete the assignment. And when you're done, you can submit that and you'll be good to go for today. So first things first, we got to pick our hurricane. Hurricanes are named. And you'll hear about that on the news, right? They'll talk about, Hurricane Irma is a recent one that was pretty damaging, or Hurricane Katrina. And the interesting thing about the way we name hurricanes is that they go alphabetically. So every year, the first hurricane named will be an A name, and then a B name, and then a C, D, all the way down through the alphabet. And it alternates by gender, so it'll go male, female, male, female, male, female. And you can go online and find the names that the storms will have this year. And maybe we can do that right now. That's kind of a fun thing to do. So let's look at, I bet we can go to, let's see. Let's look up 2020 storm names. And if we look now, we'll get a list. There you go. So the first storm big enough to be named, have to be a tropical storm or larger. The first storm large enough to be named in 2020 will be named Arthur. And then Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, and Hannah, and so on, all the way down through the list. So we can wait on that. We know Arthur's coming for that first named storm of the year. So that's just kind of an interesting thing to think about. But for this assignment, we can go back into recent history, recent severe hurricanes. Maybe we'll look up. We're just looking for notable, severe hurricanes. And I guess I'll do Irma. I already mentioned that one, but there's a good Wikipedia link right here where we can do the list of Atlantic hurricane records, and I'll show you that in a second. But if I were doing Hurricane Irma, I could come back to notability, and the name here would be Irma. Well, let's think about that. We know that Irma, geez, I don't know off the top of my head what number that would be, but it would be the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So Irma would have been the 9th hurricane of the 2017 season. We know that because it starts with an I. So Hurricane Irma, and that Hurricane Irma would have occurred in 2017. And I think we can go right back there and we look at highest recorded winds. Let's see. Let's look this up. Let's see, where are we going here? Data formations. We can go back and find Irma here. Peak sustained wind speed, 285. That is some crazy winds. I'm not sure I believe that. So let's go back here and look at, I'm going to look up Hurricane Irma facts. Let's see. Ooh, this is what we want right here. So, peak winds were 185 miles per hour. So we can go back and put that in there. Highest recorded winds, 185 miles per hour. And areas affected, we can come and look and we can see that really the areas most affected by Hurricane Irma were, essentially the Bahamas, and Cuba, Dominican Republic, places like that. So let's say like Bahamas, Cuba, Dominican Republic. Total cost of damage, I think they gave it to us right there, $50 billion. Holy cow, that's an expensive storm. So we're going 50 billion with a B. Remember we talked about how it would take us 30-something years to count to a billion? That's a big number. And then finally, we need a couple of images there. We can go and find those on Google Google Images. We want to see an image of the actual storm when it was happening. It's kind of interesting to look at what these storms look like from above, and then the aftermath. So the first thing I would do here is I would go, let's do a new tab, and we'll say Hurricane Irma, and we'll do an image search, and there you go. There's a pretty good image right there. I can let's see, add 2 photos, and then I bet I can add one more word here and do damage, Hurricane Irma damage for a photo. And what I remember from Irma would have been just defoliated islands, like all the leaves were gone off the islands after this thing rolled through. But man, some of these images, pretty devastating when Irma was all done. Let's see, that one there. That would have been a bummer if that was your island home, right? So we'll go add the photos there. And if I come back to my assignment, in Notability, let's add our photo in here. Let's go here. We're going to add a photo of our actual hurricane. Boom, right here. And we can add an image of our damage right here. And we're going to have our hurricane profile done. So go in and pick another profile, another hurricane other than Irma. You can easily find a list of recent severe hurricanes and do a quick profile on it. It's kind of interesting to go back, and you may remember it from the news as you do research. You may go, oh yeah, I remember when that happened. So the interesting thing about this weather unit is that a lot of the stuff we're learning about is it happens, it unfolds right in front of us on the news, and it's more notable than some of the other science that we learn about. So go in, take a look, get your hurricane profile assignment done, and make sure you submit that thing. I really appreciate all you guys' effort during this time of remote learning. As always, I'm here to answer emails.